Skipper.
Oh, now where's he gone?
You're up here.
What's the matter?
Have some vino.
You look awful.
Thanks.
What's the point of knocking yourself out?
Were you asleep when I rang?
No, I was in bed reading.
Would have done in the morning. Impetuosity gets you nowhere. Now, my father had a real talent for this work. He was always relaxed. Sign of a true pro. You have a man who isn't relaxed, you have an amateur, like me.
Perhaps you try too hard.
Life's easy for you, isn't it? Black on white like play bricks.
No.
You're Florence in the Magic Roundabout ought to get you a pair of white lace-up boots. Look, I want you to listen to this. The sound's poor, so keep your ears open.
Sorry to bother you, old man, but the next payment's due. But look, I only have to pay once a month, don't I? Well, in a month since you made the announcement, old man. Surely not. A bit of like out here. Hold on a minute. Oh, yes, here we are then. 5 weeks or the 2 days since you made the announcement. Well, I suppose I'll have to take your word for that. I've got it here in front of me in black and white. Okay, where do I make it? Same as last time. Same time, same place.
That was your father's voice, wasn't it?
Yes, I think so.
Now, think so isn't good enough.
All right, it was.
Good. Good, good, good.
Who was the other man?
The crime syndicate you don't believe in.
Where did you get it?
Your father took it off a phone conversation. Your stepmother gave it to me.
Don't call her that. I've told you.
Well, that's what she is, isn't it? She married your father, didn't she? A woman who marries your father is either your mother or your stepmother.
All right, I'm being unreasonable.
You are.
But I think I know that woman better than you do.
That I should doubt.
Look, she bled my father, not a crime syndicate.
She loved him.
Oh, yes, selfless devotion. Before the breath was out of his body, she was stripping herself in front of a lot of dirty old men.
She still loved him.
She told you that?
Yeah.
And you believed her?
Well, why should she lie to me?
She's a decent, upright human being.
That I don't know about. But she loved your father.
And where did she convince you of that? In her bed?
No. In her summer house.
Where have you been?
I'm sorry, sir. My car broke down.
You want to stay in the CID probe, but you get yourself reliable transport, understand?
Yes, sir.
Right, let's get on with it.
Put up a fight for her life. Killer put this over her for some reason.
Is that how she was found?
Mm-hmm.
Funny, isn't it?
How?
Well, he does her in and puts a screen over her body. I mean, why doesn't he bury her? Chuck her in no lake or...
Look, just take the prints and pictures, will you? Hold us up long enough as it is. Oh, the barman who found the body lifted that into the screen. You might find his prints on it.
Yes, Inspector.
Fill you up again?
Not at the moment.
Want to spend the night here?
What sort of game are you playing now?
A game. I'm just a bit tipsy, that's all.
It makes you tactless.
Yeah, you have a curious effect on me. No, I don't mean like that. It's a two-way thing, a dichotomy. I talk too much, don't I?
No.
Tired?
A little.
Put your feet on. Now move over.
I have a... what did you call it?
Dichotomy. Two things at the same time. You make me feel better than I am and worse.
I'm sorry.
Dichotomy myself. Passion to communicate going along with a deep conviction that it's impossible. Blake wrote a little poem about it. I told my love, I told my love, I told her all my heart. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Ah, she did depart. I missed the line out there somewhere. How long have I been asleep?
Nearly an hour.
Oh, authentic Treherne. Big love scene, he falls asleep. Huh? Why don't we do this all the time?
What?
Shut ourselves up here, not go out, drink wine and coffee. Why work? It's too difficult.
Are you giving up again?
I'm no hero. So there's a protection racket.
What about your father?
He had to die sometime.
And Fred Creech?
A few days in hospital do him good.
Have you thought about this?
Yep. I'm going to take the film festival job.
Well, I think you ought to think again. What about coffee?
Coffee stimulates the mental processes. Man need rest.
What now?
Come here. Your father had this tape on him when he came to see me. He died before he could give it to me. The hospital sent it to Candy along with the rest of his effects. Now, this part tells us nothing except that he was paying protection. We can't identify the other man. Could be anyone. But this is important.
Hold on a minute. Yes, here we are then.
Identify that sound and we've got to lead to the syndicate. Do you know what it is?
No.
It's been avoiding me for hours. It's the sound of an automatic 10-pin machine. So that call was made to your father from a bowling alley, and there's only one bowling alley in this town.
You're back on the case now?
Did your father ever go bowling?
No.
You sure?
Yes, a friend asked him once and he said it was a kid's game.
Okay, you better go home now. I've got to get some proper sleep.
Well, there's one thing, Johnny. Nobody could say you were predictable.
Hello, George. What's up?
Spot of bother here last night, Mr. Tancred. Mrs. Hassett was strangled.
Well, I can't say I'm all that surprised.
Really?
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on this place for the Chamber of Commerce, you know. There's been some talk about the way this club's been run.
Yes, I know. I've heard some of it.
Any idea who did it?
Oh, not yet. Gordon Stratton's helping us. Matter of fact, I'm on my way to see him now.
Isn't he here? I was coming up to see him.
No, he's at his office. He phoned about an hour ago.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Thanks very much, Mr. Tancred.
Sit down, George. Saville isn't here yet. He won't be long. Would you care for some coffee?
Yes, all right.
Miss Hastings?
Yes, sir.
Make your coffee for two, please.
Right away, sir.
Just for the record, Gordon, how did you hear about Mrs. Hassett's death?
No, the barman phoned me.
When?
Right after he dialed 999.
But you didn't go out there?
I couldn't, George. I'd had a skinful. I couldn't have made it.
I understand you've been running the club since Hassett died.
Yes. Oh, here we are. Thank you, Claire. Would you like to help yourself, old man?
Yeah.
Yes. Hassett owed me quite a lot of money. I was trying to recoup some of it. Mrs. Hassett had no head for business.
You having some?
Please, black.
She, did other things, didn't she?
Besides striptease, you mean?
Uh-huh.
Hassett was a friend of mine. I liked her, too. A lot of people didn't. Didn't show the best side of herself.
It's rather funny, in the context.
Yes.
Spent a lot of time out there, did you?
Well, as much as I could spare.
And you'd know if there's any truth in these rumours.
About it being run as a boarding house?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it puts me in a very difficult position, George.
You're not committing yourself, Gordon, yet. This is just, what do you call it, an exploratory talk.
Well, in that case, the answer to your question has to be yes.
In other words, Mrs. Hassett was on the game.
Yes.
Came to the traditional end, too. Strangled with her own stocking. Still, this is a traditional part of the world, isn't it? Could say we are 50 years behind the times in some respects, couldn't you?
Oh.
Treherne Detective Agency.
Are you all right?
I am not. A bus hit the back of my head. I had to take 3 pills, get off to sleep last night. What are you doing?
One half of my mind's trying to come up with a new design. The other's on the tape. Is it admissible evidence, or whatever they call it?
Could be handled right.
You are going to handle it by taking it down to the bowling lanes and confronting them with it.
Yeah, I have a dim memory of that particular piece of idiocy. That'd be asking to have my head beaten right off, wouldn't it?
I'm glad you changed your mind, I must say. I was worried sick. What are you going to do with it?
Pass the buck, let someone else figure it out. That's much more in accordance with my character pattern.
Inspector Scott.
Well, he gets paid to have his head beaten off. Look, Verity, I must fly while there's still some of today left. I'll ring you later.
All right, Johnny.
When I went to the room, she was on the phone to Treherne. She finished the call. We talked for, it must have been at least 20 minutes. And then she went out to the summer house.
You saw her go there?
No.
She'd tell you that's where she was going.
Well, no, but in view of the phone call, she told him to meet her there.
So you said.
Look, one is allowed to make an assumption, surely.
You stick to the facts, Mr. Saville. Leave the assumptions to me, May I?
Of course, help yourself.
Tell us what you did after she'd gone.
I stayed where I was.
In the sewing room?
Yes.
How long for?
An hour and a half.
And then?
I went home.
Not to the summer house?
No.
What were you waiting for, Mr. Saville? What was on the end of it for you?
I'm not sure I like the way you put that, Inspector.
No, I beg your pardon. Did Mrs. Hassett ask you to wait?
Yes, she did.
Then why didn't you go to the summer house and see what had happened to her? The natural thing to do, wasn't it?
George, you knew she was making an assignation. He didn't want to butt in, did he?
I don't know. I'm asking him.
It was late, so I went.
Your wife was expecting you. You are a married man, aren't you, Mr. Saville?
Yes, I am.
Tell me, what did you and Mrs. Hassett find to talk about?
Oh, general things.
What general things?
Music, the ballet.
So you got Mr. Stratton to fix you up with a lady so that you could chatter up about music and the ballet.
George, we know what Mrs. Hassett was there for, what it was all about. Why labour?
All I have, Gordon, is that Mrs. Hassett was a widow who ran a country club and did a little striptease on the side.
Look, she was on the game, I told you.
Then why did she put up a fight for her life? Why was she raped?
Look here, Mr. Spain. This was supposed to be an informal discussion.
That's right.
Purely voluntary on my part.
That's right.
Then why am I being taken to the station?
To make a purely voluntary statement.
Right. What have we got?
The Rainbow Bowling Lanes is a private company, registered in the name of Doris Appleton.
Mm-hmm.
Doris Appleton in real life is Mrs. Gordon Stratton.
Anything on the lady?
I should doubt it. Daughter of a local doctor, no known vices.
She doesn't know the bowling alley is used as a collection center.
I shouldn't think so for a minute.
But the husband does.
I haven't actually put the question to him, but I can't see anyone working a thing like that without his knowing something about it. You can't smoke in here.
Hmm? It's beginning to look as if Stratton's our boy. He has the facilities. Large practice as a private inquiry agent. Must know where lots of bodies are buried. You could hardly have a better starting point if you wanted to set up a protection racket, could you?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But you don't buy it.
I haven't got that far.
Excuse me. Why are you wearing dark glasses?
I got a headache.
And you're on the point of quitting again.
Look, all I stand to get out of this is a busted head.
No, look.
I know. I should have more civic sense. I should be appalled because there's evil in this fair Devon town. I should be prepared to devote my life to wiping it out. I should be that thick. But I'm not.
What else have you got?
The bowling lane is run by John Abbott Berry, aged 52. Address 15 Plantation Estate, Long Mile.
I'll check him with CRO.
And his son, a winsome child of nature called China. He's a knife man. Carved a lump out of my cheek.
What's the name of the man who runs the dog track?
I told you, Blackler.
Oh, now, we know that he pays protection. Obviously, there are many more. That file that was stolen from your office, the one your father started, did it contain a list of possible victims?
Yeah, it did.
Can you remember them?
Not all, some.
Right, make me a list. You did all right for a reluctant champion of civil liberty.
Will you want this?
No. You hang on to it.
Oh, look, I've had my office busted into
I
once.
know, but I'm in a very dicey position here. The local people resent my presence, especially Inspector Spain. He's making things as rough for me as he can, so for the time being, it's just you and me. I'll get back to your office. I'll be in touch with you.
Yes? Yes, Miss Hastings?
I have Lupton on the line, Mrs. Stratton. Will you speak or shall I take a message?
No, I'll speak.
On number 1.
Stratton.
We took delivery of the consignment as per your invoice.
Good. What sort of condition is it in?
Excellent. Shall we deliver it?
No, I'll pick it up later. This evening, probably.
Any further action?
No, that should clinch it. I'll see you this evening. Miss Hastings?
Yes, Mr. Stratton?
Try Mr. Tancred again, will you? If he's not at the yacht club, but try the Chamber of Commerce. I must speak to him as soon as possible. It's very urgent.
I'll see what I can do.
Steady. Loosen your tie.
What happened?
This, chloroform. See who it was?
Buzzer went in the waiting room. I went in. Someone chopped me down from behind. Now, give me a drink, will you? Desk drawer, bottom left.
Anything missing?
Is that tape recording in the top drawer?
Nope, not there.
That's what they came for, then.
There.
We, it, she, them. How the hell do I know? I didn't see anything.
Go easy on that. What was on the tape?
Phone conversation between Paul Hassett and the Rainbow Bowling Lanes.
Where did you get it?
Mrs. Hassett.
When?
Last night.
In the summer house, wasn't it?
What are you doing here, anyway?
I wanted you to answer a few questions about Mrs. Hassett. You know she was strangled last night, don't you? In the summer house where you got the tape from her. Now, we got a statement from a man named Saville. He was with her when she phoned you and arranged the meeting, which makes you the last person to see her alive, in all probability.
All probability isn't proof, is it?
Now, let's go down to the station, shall we? See if we can make it that.
Got a warrant?
I can get one.
All right.